I mean, except from the 1-1, but the mobility is there. You can just get out of the team fight.
Yep.
And also, it adds the sustain factor for Blacklist wherein they can play this positioning gameplay when it comes to the team fight.
I like their peel a little better this time.
Yeah.
They had very little game 1. This is a great correction.
Yeah, and Wise this time around is not afraid to be on the front line.
Oh, yeah, for
compared
sure.
to game number 1 wherein he just played farm game. So
Baksha even has better survivability against a wild one because of the passive.
yeah, with the ultimate, yeah. So Bren, I think Benedetta still, or Yuzong. Ooh, wait. Oh,
There's
Ruby.
a Ruby.
I do what I want.
All right. I think that we're gonna see a game where people just don't mind the Arlot that much. I like it.
Arlot's still hot and cold for me. I still personally can't put my eggs in that one basket. But we'll see what Yue picks up. Again, his hero pool has been definitely
A lot of Valentinas.
just
A lot of
choked
Valentinas.
out here. Yeah.
Yeah, Kadita is open though. It's
You were mentioning Kagura earlier.
yeah, it's those two heroes are really great against the lineup of Bren. I would prefer the Kagura more
Julian too.
because it is a better hero against the 1-1. But I would understand if they pick up the Kadita. Oh,
Savior.
against
That's
1-1, yeah.
that's a riskier pick, to be honest.
That one I can get behind.
Yeah.
Because it is such a great hero against the 1-1.
Marco's gonna get blasted, dog.
But against a Valentina though,
You give away the Dawning Light.
you give away the Dawning Light, and there is also a hero that doesn't want playing into a range, range nuke. Melissa, yeah.
Horrible. You might have a bad time in the laning phase, and you also give away a pretty good ultimate. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a fair fight around the mid game. Just a bit of a toss up in the laning phase, so we'll see.
What Blacklist has though is mid-game power, but again, early game is a concern for Blacklist International. Even though you are playing into a much lesser damage lineup, I would say, for the side of Bren, but these heroes are more aggressive. They want to just fight. They don't want to farm. They want to fight.
Yeah, especially that Dairoth, which I think is confirmed going to be going into the XP lane. Expect that to be less of a Arlot game compared to the last one, right? Like, less sacrifice for Flapteasy. Here we go. Trying to go for the sweep. Bren Esport, or will Blacklist International take us to Game 3? Look at Yue rocking that Satoru Gojo skin from the anime. Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh,
Look at the animations. So great.
You're so invested on the anime.
look how quick Wise cleared, man. You can see how comfortable he is on this hero.
Yeah, that's a Baksha for you.
That's like years of gameplay for this guy.
It's one of the fastest junglers out there, and Wise is playing it.
Yeah, now we're going to have to wait and see who pulls the trigger first. I think around the turtle, Wise is going to be a bit more ready compared to a Fredrin. Because I think we mentioned this earlier in the locker rooms where why are people so afraid of playing into the early game Fredrin, right?
Yeah. Oh, Q.
A little bit of a scuffle here around the mid lane.
Oh, Wise.
Over the Litho Wanderer, Wise.
There it is.
Nice wheel straight into the face of the Litho.
Yeah. I love the fact that Blacklist is punishing Ogwin, not Few, because they know Few would just get the HP back. So with rather commit our spells onto the Ruby, so he he goes home. Super Marco, bottom lane.
All right, this Blacklist introducing a little bit of flavor down on the bottom side of the map, just showing up a little bit presence, reminding Super Marco, you know what, there's a Baksha rolling around, keep your eyes open.
I love it. This is already another step towards the right direction. Oh,
That's
gonna
pretty
hurt. That's
good,
gonna
though. Kalteezy's level 4. Don't forget, we got an Appraiser's Rat. Not going to be able to pull it out just in time. Or will he, though?
No.
He does, but Wise doesn't care about that damage. Flapteasy's close by. Are they going to try to go for something here? Wise is going to be spotted out.
Yeah, I mean, as much as he doesn't care, I think he has to, because there's a Diroth in this game.
Yep, and once Flapteasy hits level 4, which he just did, it's going to be easier for Bren to punish. Look at this pull by Kyle Teasy.
He's going for it. Flapteasy, I think, is going to be the sacrificial lamb again, just for Bren to secure that turtle. Although right now, Blacklist want to go for the punish. Ogwen's going to get stunned up a little bit here, but I think they don't mind. Actually, it's going to be Ogwen with a counterattack.
Kind of a
almost
misplay.
catches Edward. That was close.
Oh, that was a misplay from Ogwin. The Appraiser's Strat would have killed Edward there.
Yep, he misplaced the target.
Yeah.
That was small things, man. The small things really catch you in games like this.
Again, another step towards the right direction. You don't give Ogwin all of the initiative. Like, again, Ruby known as a momentum breaker hero. Yes, he will get those amazing I'm offended pulls later on. But for now, Blacklist doing great to stay toe-to-toe, maybe slightly ahead of Bren Esport, despite Bren being ahead by 100, 200 gold at this point in the game.
I love the fact that Yue is going for, he went actually for the cooldown boots because he knows that the presence of the Saber is important in this game. He is that control factor for Bren. Ogwen.
Oh, that's the Freeman ultimate being dedicated to take out Ogwen. Even Yue joined the fight there in the end.
Oh,
And
Kyle.
that might be a
One more.
problem here. The retreat is a problem.
Oh,
Brave
what?
And the Numenon Blast just for good measure.
El Capitan says, thou shall not get away with it, not twice in a row.
That was a very good call coming out from Few. He may have called the shot that his ultimate is coming off cooldown, and he was able to get the Numenon Blast from Venus, and it got used. 1 HP from Venus. She could have lived.
Uh-oh.
That was a
That was for
perfect
naught.
time. Right there to use it. The go away will keep Super Red safe for now. But again, that is just going to be Bren Esports exerting dominance, showing off their force on the bottom side of the map.
All right, up top though.
That's a different story, as
Totally.
usual. Just Edward, just doing Edward things at this point.
Yeah.
Here I can expect Edward to build more damage again. Like he can play the same game he did game 1.
Oh, yeah, because there is a Basha this time around.
Yeah, just
So
load game.
more problems that they can put on the side of Bren. But still, Venus.
Speaking of problem, that's something you don't want to face off. That Numenon Blast not dodged by Bren Esports members. Edward absorbing all the damage that Bren is
That's easy.
facing off.
He has ultimate.
It's a 4v4. Who's gonna get the turtle? I think it should be a Bren one. And now the coming fight is actually gonna be huge here. Look at the re-engage from Blacklist. Flap TZ has to flicker out just to stay safe.
All right. Blacklist happy with the outcome of that. They punished Few. They had to give over the second turtle in a row.
Yeah.
But so far, this is good shape for Blacklist International, given that Super Red is all right.
Yeah, again, this time around, Bren Esports, they're the ones that kind of have the less damage, and Wise is more than willing to commit on the front lines. That's why Blacklist has been winning these fights. They overload the numbers of Bren Esports. And unfortunately for Bren, Few was not there. Oh, Wise, he got the retribution
I
there.
think he got it.
He got it. He's fine.
Yeah. So the way I see it, Blacklist is a lot more proactive in this game.
Oh,
which
even...
is-
sorry, even Yui got a Lethal Wonder with the ultimate.
And again, because of this proactivity by Blacklist, they're getting more on the map unless Ogwen pulls off a good pull, which he does in the counter in the get-go, right?
Yeah, and I'd like to think that a lot of this is off the back of Oh My Venus. The fact that she's playing a hero that is better in these engagements, that the current game environment allows for. Because again, Matilda's all right, but Lolita's a better pick now.
Yeah, hard crowd control and more members. We all know that the Queen is almost always suited to heroes that require good decision making.
Yeah.
Lolita's one of them.
Speaking of better picks, this is why we've seen the Derots fall off, because the battle on the XP lane has no longer been, the 1v1 matchups. And Edward actually understands the assignment. He has been constantly cutting that XP lane so that he does not lane against the Derot. And the difference here is that Bren Esports, they're not fighting with the XP lane anymore, because we haven't seen Derot participate much in these fights that Blacklist are starting. These engagements has been awkward and weird for Bren Esports because they have always been outnumbered by the agents. Now, for Bren Esports, they have to capitalize this Derot presence, much like how Blacklist has been capitalizing Yue on the Savior.
Yep, admittedly, Bren Esports seem to be in a better
Venus?
spot to take that turtle, but Numenon Blast makes sure that Bren makes a double take. And look at this, Blacklist just so happy to take the fight to the Hive. Bren Esports on the run here. Kyle's easy left alone, defend against 4 members of Blacklist. Praises Rat gets some of that
it's
HP
blocked,
back,
good block.
but he can't get out. He got blocked on the way out, and that's going to be Blacklist with a kill.
I mean, there were 4 members of Blacklist there. It was very difficult. Not impossible, but very difficult for Kyle TZ to have survived.
Yeah.
Now, talking more about how Blacklist is gaining control of this game, they have optimal, rather superior battlefield rotation. Like, their heroes are just much faster to move around.
Yeah. Looking at this, Blacklist International, they're already invading the jungle of Bren Esports, trying to steal, not try to take control, but trying to steal so that Bren Esports are forced to commit some heroes to just to alleviate this pressure coming out from Blacklist, and this gives ample of time for Super Red to farm up.
And if they commit, if Bren tries to commit, their movement is so slow around the map.
Yeah.
Bren Esports' movement is a lot slower, so if they want to commit, they need to take time for the members to get there.
Yep.
And during that time, the Blacklist members are doing their job.
Yep, so in the past 8 minutes, a lot of the team fights that Blacklist has won, they've made the decision, and Bren was just about to react. Let's see if we can change the tempo here and find a way for Kyle TZ to do what he needs to do.
He's trying to change it up a little bit. He cancels the Numen on blast, and this could be an opening for Bren Esports to take it. That's a pretty good dawning light. Kyle TZ's taken out. That's a huge front line being taken out from the Bren
Look at the bulwark.
Ogwen's in trouble. He's going on the chase, but look at Marco. He's trying to get something done, but it's just not enough. Edward is here. It's a 4v1. Few can make it happen. I think that is not going to be likely, and that's going to be a wipeout for Blacklist.
It's a reverse from game number 1. Now, Bren Esports, they don't have the firepower. They did have the 1-1, but again, we talked about this during the draft, the problem of the presence of Lolita. Oh my Venus, soaked up 3 seconds of complete damage from Bren Esports. After that, they tried to fight, but they didn't have enough.
2 for 5 was the exchange, and the conversion was just through the roof. Clear straight into the Lord. Now going to affect the rest of the game. 9 minutes in, Blacklist International ahead by about 3,000 gold. I mean, if you're going to think about that last engagement, Bren Esports had a better initiation, right?
They did.
But Blacklist outgunned them.
Especially at the start of that fight, because he already canceled the Numen on blast.
Yeah.
Right? That was huge.
That should have been Bren Esports, but no, Blacklist just made the better decisions on a micro scale.
Yeah, and again, the Queen standing on the front lines, making sure that Bren Esports, even if they do answer back, there is that answer from the Lolita. Now you also have to worry about the dawning light coming out from from Yue. I keep calling him Super because he has been really phenomenal on this position.
He's been great here in this game, right? On the Savior, it's massive. Although Edward might be in trouble here, Numen Blast being charged up by Few. That was a skill stolen by the Valentina. But that opens up Blacklist to push around mids, get some of that gold back in their pockets.
All right, tier 1 in mid pushed in. Super Red threatening the push on mid tier 2 as well. The map is red, folks. Blacks International calling the shots all across.
Wow, Super Marco is very, very forward here in this. Has to be very careful. Don't forget that Numen Blast can still catch you from far away.
Yeah.
Flicker is up for this Lolita.
Yeah, I think Super Marco is doing this because he knows the limits of the hero, and there is no insta-catch coming out from Blacklist, but there is that burst damage from the Savior, so he has to worry about that.
Mystic Field. Yeah, can really take you by surprise, Yep.
Look at this positioning by Ogwen and Super Marco. They're trying to flank.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You want to pick this fight at 4K ahead?
He's backing off. I think he wanted to try. Oh, there's someone there with him. I think that's Ogwen.
They're still here.
Wise.
That's
Wise and Edward.
That's the patience play, bro. That's the patience play.
Wise
got spotted out. Oh, man, all that.
That's a clever way to use creeps.
Yep.
That is, right? I mean, where does this attack? Who's the closest target?
Yeah,
Pretty smart from Wise.
It's Wise.
Sixth sense, man.
Keeps doing, these high-level stuffs.
KOJ.
Yeah, KOJ.
Yeah,
all right.
At this point, you just use what you learned from all those seasons.
Who are they going to find? Oh, they're going to punish.
Yeah, they're
going to punish the pincer.
Oh, man, it's a huge turnaround here.
Dawning
Blacklist, they spot the 2 on top. They try to rotate around it. Oh, my Venus with a 2-man Numen.
The
bulwark! Oh, that's massive, and there's nothing they can do while the rest of Blacklist make short work of Bad Frederick.
Oh my goodness, that was disgusting. I thought Super Marco had a good chance of getting off a fantastic team fight for Bren Esports. But Venus was like, nope, flicker in, bulwark, no chance for you, sir.
Not going to happen. Could have taken to the air. That could have been disastrous. Super Marco was the last player for Bren Esports to actually be at least having an okay game. He was still the gold lead for this 12-minute game. And now Blacklist makes a beeline, takes that Luminous Lord quickly. Looking at the items here, Yeah, they're really only waiting for Super Marco to take off. Literally just
Ouchie.
get one solid ult off.
All across the map.
Nice!
He spots it out. Will he stop it? I think he did. Oh, Super Marco has to make a run for it. Can't even go and fly at this point. He's boxed out.
Oh my. The scouting system.
They cut
From
off his
Ewan.
wings. They cut off his wings.
Oh my
Cut off
goodness.
his wings,
Marco
man.
can't fly.
Kudos to Flapteasy for trying to stop those wheels. But Wise was just a fantastic driver that was able to cut out of that path and was able to find the the road towards the
And
1-1.
what was it? A fraction of a second for that recall to actually work.
Barely made it. And right now, it's going to be Blacklist just overwhelming the Hive as they enter the base. And the 4-man Numinal Blast
that
doesn't
Diron?
even make a mark. Although right now, Edward is punishing him very,
Marco's
very
here.
heavily. They could still defend this.
Marco's here, super red.
Oh!
All right, he's down.
Nice
he's
hit
down.
with a few, but it's going to be way too late for him. Super Marco is going to have enough clear to clean this up with Ogwin.
Oh no, they're gonna have to fight the minions.
So it's not over yet.
The old-fashioned way. Look, they're hitting every single minion one at a time.
Classical.
They don't have, they don't have amazing clearing capabilities on the side of Bren Esports. They're going to be able to still defend their base, but it was expensive.
Yeah,
Bren
that took a
Esports.
lot.
Okay, on the spectrum of abysmal to amazing, like that was closer to abysmal. Like they were just hitting everything one at a time.
That was a 1/10.
Yeah. It was 1 pixel away from abysmal.
Yeah, but
You know,
but they got it there.
1 point
all right?
away.
They got it there, and that's Bren Esports punishing Blacklist for forcing the finish too soon.
yeah. Again, you mentioned this earlier, Leo. Now look at Edward. Full damage
Oh, what is that?
on this Joy. Didn't even consider going for the immortality. Went for the
Oh.
Divine Glaive.
And he's missing the Genius one this time around.
Yeah, doesn't need it.
Switched it up.
The only downside here is he hit his ceiling at 14 minutes.
That's
That's
true.
the maximum that a Joy can
Yeah.
get.
That's the Joy, basically.
So they now know this is what Edward can do. How can we trump it?
Yeah, they have to. They can gauge it a little better, right?
Yeah.
They can have a feel for it inside the game. So the only question to answer is how do you actually answer it? And the answer is you don't.
Yeah.
You don't actually go.
Just let
like-
it be.
Yeah, you just let it be.
Let him do his thing. We have bigger problems. There is
bigger-
the queen.
There's bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, there is the queen on Blacklist. Granted that the scaling on Bren is still really, really high. The ceiling has not been, has not been touched yet
Ah.
for the Hive. But again, the main problem right now is this Lolita.
Oh,
like,
man.
how do you take him down?
It's so hard, especially if there's like a box shot rolling straight in your face. All your senses just go away, and that's exactly what's happening to Owen right now, being assassinated, or attempted to be assassinated by Edward. Here's the Numenon Blast to finish it off. The counter Numenon Blast, though, is huge for Bren Esport as well.
Red has fallen. Blacklist
that
back
is
it out.
big.
Oh!
That is big. That's one for free. Make out. Oh, okay.
Well, that's how you do it.
That's one way to do it.
You do it with few.
No, math doesn't matter. Bren is back on board.
They are.
Oh my goodness, Few, what a fantastic Numenon Blast.
That counter
Onto the
Numenon
face
Blast.
of Blacklist International. And Venus didn't catch that. He went on to the team fight. He got stunned himself.
Well-
And she was not able to react.
In
That
fairness,
was-
that was
Bull
a
was
perfect
not
way to
there.
put it.
Exactly. That was one of the few ways that Bren could have come for a comeback.
Nice pun, by the way.
You're welcome.
One of the
Thanks.
few ways. And, it's really critical for Venus to stand her ground. The bulwark wasn't there. He was
Yeah.
caught with the stun. And Bren Esports find an immaculate ultimate from the 1-1 and also the crowd control coming out from the Fredrin.
All right, fellas, we were just talking about how Blacklist may have hit their ceiling, right? This is Bren Esports doing the math themselves. They were like, all right, we can take this fight. You just have to be in the right spot.
Yeah.
And then we punish. This is the best math we can get. Flap, you ready? Okay. And then they went for the trade.
Right. The counter push is really strong for Bren as well. They evened out the goal. They're actually in the lead right now, which means we're back on even Stevens.
Yeah. Now the question for Ben is how many times can you can you replicate that? How many times will you catch the queen, make a mistake?
Yeah, that was a perfect spot. A misplay from Oh My Venus. Plus, it's a very narrow corridor. People can't move around and dodge.
All right, so we're going to be seeing less narrow corridors because Bren Esports are closing in on Blacklist base,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not sure if it's Blacklist's turn again to go for the punish because we're going to be playing on their side of the map more.
Yeah, but your main concern here for Blacklist is that their front lines are starting to, wither out. Now you ask yourself the question. Now, there you go. Edward is now going for the tank items because they know for a fact that, Wise cannot stand his ground anymore. It's imperative for Blacklist to have a strong frontliner.
Ooh!
That's a very aggressive play here.
Look
And
at
I think
Marco! Look at Marco!
Marco is not going to be able to stop by the Queen this time around. And Super Red, the go away, can't slow down Bren Esports at this point. It's a 5v1 for Edward. He's taking out Super Marco. That's pretty big. That slows down the push here for Bren Esports, but it doesn't stop it.
It's KOJ versus Bren.
Oh, 4 for 1 and just a Baksha? This
King
is gonna
versus
be...
the world.
Oh, they can do this, definitely. They
That's-
have the damage.
That's
That's
about it.
100% doable here. Wise is buying as much time as he can, but I don't think he will.
Cannon's still
And
alive.
that is going to be game.
Oh my goodness.
Bren Esports gets the sweep and continues their win streak. 5 wins in a row.